Great Sphinx of Giza of Egypt and the face on Mars, what do they have in common? Egypt and Mars, as Graham Hancock tells us, Mars means Cairo in Egyptian. That is, Cairo means Mars in the Egyptian language. Egypt and Mars could share an incredible common ground, as two researchers suggest they have a common origin that connects the face to Mars and the Great Sphinx of Giza together. According to the British Express, in 1975, NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft orbited the planet of Mars, taking pictures of possible landing sites for the Viking 2 mission. At some point, it captured a shadowy resemblance to what appears to be a human or humanoid face. A huge head, about 2 miles long, that seemed to be looking at the cameras that photographed it in an area of the red planet called Cydonia. David S. Percy and Mary D.M. Bennett, author of Dark Moon, Apollo, and Whistleblowers, claim that, according to their outrageous claims, that early NASA images showed the face on Mars was symmetrical. According to Perry and Bennett's book, written in 1999. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, I just want to point out here that in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and you'll find that in my playlist, Emerald Tablets, Thoth explains that he was to be credited with the Giza Plateau construction, that his spaceship is hidden underneath a sphinx in one of the Egyptian pyramid plateaus. We don't know if it's Giza or some other one, I can't remember. And he also tells us that an Atlantean general was exiled on Mars, buried under a face on Mars, and his entourage of generals that were with him, exiled on Mars, were buried at a pyramid plateau next to the face. Now, is this the Cydonia complex that we're talking about? What we're seeing from the Viking images of the face and the pyramids next to the face. And Thoth says in his Emerald Tablets that the reason this was done so that when extraterrestrials, space travelers were flying past Mars, they would know where the tomb of that exiled general, the Atlantean general, was. And this was the reason why they constructed a face like that on Mars. That's according to the very ancient Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean. They call them Emerald Tablets, but in reality nobody knows what kind of material this was made from. But going back to the article, is it possible, according to Percy and Bennett in their book 1999, is it possible that the face on Mars is actually a sphinx? It incorporates both man and lion in its design, they said. The best example that the Earth has a sphinx is, of course, the sculpture found on the Giza Plateau in Egypt, the Great Sphinx. Regarding the observation of the relationship between Mars and Earth, Percy and Bennett suggest that the Great Sphinx in Egypt is connected both to the substance and to a mathematical relationship with the face on Mars. The authors conclude, we argue that these two Sphinx-type structures have a common origin. According to various theories, the face on Mars is of Greek origin based on official subsequent photographs taken in 1998 and 2001. What first appears as a face is nothing but a natural geological formation that deceived us. What do you think? Was it a face or was it a natural geological formation of Mars surface? Now, in the next article, we're going to go into something else that looks to be a face sculpted out of a mountain on Mars, a mountainside. Let's remember, similar to what we have in Mount Rushmore, the faces of the presidents, this was a very common way of showing the grandeur and the glory of ancient kings in our world. They would have great statues of them, or of their faces, inscribed or sculpted out of mountainsides. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.